I never went to the island. I never had the privilege of going to his island.
A simple no would have been fine.
The privilege. Of all the words you could use to describe not going to Jeffrey Epstein's infamous island, privilege is certainly one of them. It's one of the most bizarre and, frankly, revealing word choices you could possibly imagine.
Sorry, what I really meant was I never had the honor. The honor to... Yeah, Trump then added that turning down an offer to go to Epstein Island was, quote, one of my very good moments. Believe me, you had no idea how tempting it was.
As the Epstein files were unsealed and the story exploded back into the headlines, Donald Trump was over in Scotland.
You're wondering why you're feeling a little bit better about America today? It's because Donald Trump is in Scotland.
The questions followed him everywhere, and his reactions when he was finally cornered were a masterclass in deflection, distraction, and downright bizarre excuses.
To leave his troubles in the United States behind and finally gain an ocean's distance between himself and the Epstein scandal and focus on his new trade deal with the EU. I'm sorry, yes, you there, from the Inverness Castle Times.
Mr. President, was part of the rush to get this deal done to knock Jeffrey Epstein's story out?
Oh, you got to be kidding with that.
Trump couldn't escape the Jeffrey Epstein crisis. Right, Scottish reporter?
Mr. Trump, can you escape the Jeffrey Epstein crisis?
Maybe that's why we heard this.
What's that song?
I don't know, it's very famous here.
No, Mr. President. Memories is exactly what you don't want people to have right now.
When pressed on why he and Epstein had a falling out years ago, Trump didn't point to the horrifying criminal behavior Epstein was known for. Instead, he gave a reason that sounds more like a corporate dispute.
Trump also explained why he parted ways with Epstein.
For years, I wouldn't talk to Jeffrey Epstein. I wouldn't talk because he did something that was inappropriate.
Finally, some moral backbone. He did something inappropriate, and that was?
He hired help. And I said, don't ever do that again. He stole people that work for me.
Sorry, Jeff, underage sex trafficking is one thing, but I draw the line at you stealing my omelet man, okay? He's the only one who knows I like ham.
And just when you think the explanations can't get any stranger, something even more mysterious was quietly unfolding behind prison walls.
On Thursday and Friday of last week, something totally normal happened. Trump sent his Deputy Attorney General, Todd Blanche, who also happened to be his personal defense attorney during the Stormy Daniels trial, to interview Epstein's convicted co-conspirator and Trump's double-date partner, Ghislaine Maxwell. To make it even more normal, after the second meeting, Maxwell was seen carrying this box. Nothing suspicious about that. I'm sure they give all convicted sex traffickers with a decades-long connection to Donald Trump a box. She got a box, Epstein got a box, hers was cardboard, his was pine, all perfectly normal.
But as wild as the excuses get, the truly ridiculous part is watching his biggest fans in the media try to make it all make sense, even if it completely breaks their brains.
Well, possibility number one, and this is what the left is saying, and some people now on his team are saying. He's in the report. 15-year-olds? Really? Do you actually believe that? I mean, let's be honest. 20 years ago, if, this was like, hey, he was on an island with 25-year-old models, I would be going, probably, okay? 15, 16-year-olds? That's not Donald Trump. It's not Donald Trump. I don't believe that.
Magic X?
The defense then entered a new phase. It became less of a coherent strategy and more of a public brainstorming session for his own innocence.
13 reasons why I'm not involved with a pedophile.
Those files were run by the worst scum on earth. If they had something, they would have released. Now, they can easily put something in the files that's a phony.
Which is why I can't release it.
I don't do drawings. I'm not a drawing person. I don't do drawings of women, that I can tell you.
And when listing your own reasons for innocence doesn't stick, there's always the final trump card. Just point the finger at your political rivals.
Hey, Donald, want to go to the island this weekend? Well, first of all, Jeffrey, thank you for thinking of me.
By the way, I never went to the island. And Bill Clinton went there supposedly 28 times.
Just a quick note before we continue. It's important for us that you know everything we're covering here. All the clips, the details are based on publicly available news reports and media, and we are following YouTube's community guidelines. If you appreciate this kind of detailed commentary, now is a perfect time to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next. We'd love to have you.
Reporting on the Epstein files. The only way that this guy wiggles out of this one is if for some reason convicted sex trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell swears under oath that Trump had nothing to do with it. But why would she do that?
It all leads to the final, most controversial question. Is Maxwell's silence the ultimate bargaining chip for the one thing only a president can offer in return?
Rule out a pardon for Ghislaine Maxwell when you landed. Is that something you would ever consider, and why?
Pardon for who?
For Ghislaine Maxwell.
Well, I'm allowed to give her a pardon.
So beyond all the late-night jokes and wild theories, you're left with one simple gut-level feeling that's now being said out loud by figures in Washington.
We know that he had this ongoing relationship with Epstein. They were basically like besties. We know that there are allegations that a lot of the recruitment took place down at Mar-a-Lago. We know that there are even young ladies that said that they were sexually abused and or sexually assaulted. We know
Trump's longtime relationship with Jeffrey Epstein now casting a shadow over his presidency.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
that this is someone who has been found liable of sexual abuse by a jury of his peers. So, I mean, this is also a guy who seemingly doesn't really necessarily care if somebody engages in these types of activities. So I know he's got something to hide. That's the only reason it's not out there. If this had anything to do with Democrats, baby, it would have been on day one. That promise would have been fulfilled. But he wanted access to those files, and he wanted to see how bad it looked for him. And unfortunately, after having a glimpse, I think he's decided that he just wants to move on and talk about something else.
Prime Minister Keir Starmer, he was once again asked about Epstein.
By the way, I never went to the island. I never had the privilege of going to his island.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, what? What? You never had the privilege of going to Epstein's island? Sadly, I never had the honor of dining with Jeffrey Dahmer. It just...
When you lay it all out, the constant shifting of stories and frantic deflections seem to tell their own tale. It leaves you wondering if the strategy is simply to create enough noise to drown out the truth. So I'll leave it with you. Is this just a masterclass in distraction? Or is this pattern of behavior proof that there's a much bigger story being hidden? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.